Well, Heather Dubrow and Brittany Cartwright hung out recently, but they made a huge mess. Heather spilled a whole cup of iced tea, and Brittany spilled a bottle of jelly. But luckily, they had lemon scented Clorox disinfecting wipes to help them easily handle those two stains. If you thought that sounded too crazy to be true, you're right. That's just the latest Clorox ad that's been going viral on Instagram, starring two of our favorite Bravo celebrities. Amy, what are you hearing about the reaction to this new Clorox campaign and its impact on Clorox's marketing goals?
Wow. Yeah, they're really trying to meet their COVID numbers. This is the best way to get back there.
I think so
Um,
too. I wish so badly that I would have said Clorox, pronounced it right. I wish.
Clorox. My main takeaway from that ad was that they really are using those wipes willy-nilly. There's
Oh
a
yeah.
tiny little spill and they use a whole. I really don't break those out unless it's quite necessary.
Me too. I also had a little bit of, I was a little pissed because there is one scene where it's a little dab of jelly, like the
Yeah.
smallest little thing you've ever seen, and then the one drip of iced tea. But I think in some of the other cuts, Heather does drop a full thing of grape jelly on the floor, and it causes a huge mess. But I
Yeah.
think that that was a little too, like, maybe chaotic or whatever. So they went with this sort of simple, like, it's sort of, in a way, you can imagine it represents a bigger spill, do you know what I
Oh,
mean?
at one point, Brittany references, I think she says messy beer cheese, but I thought she said nasty beer cheese.
Me
And I
too.
was
I
like,
know.
oh my God.
I know, and that's a huge reason why I think they included some subtitles, because some people were saying that she said nasty, but it was just messy. But what did you think about Heather and Brittany's chemistry?
Odd duo.
Yeah, I do, but they both, I
Country meets city, I guess.
totally. I think there's a little bit of country meets city. There's a little bit of like they both had Brittany had a messy sort of ex with Jax, and then Terry is notoriously kind of a very sloppy, messy guy. With like, well, just with I guess well, not in terms of being a surgeon, but with like food and stuff.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that leaves the scalpel in and sews the person back up.
Yeah, but I just think that I think what you stumbled upon earlier when you said Clorox is trying to get back in households. I agree completely, and I think this is going to do wonders for them. But like you said, I use those sparingly as well. So I hope that they were sort of overemphasizing the product in this ad to represent what could possibly happen, but for, for a bigger stain. But anyway, I mean, a great campaign though.
Beautiful. I love their work.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't want to talk about that for too long. Just a couple, just a couple more minutes. But I do want to say that there has been a lot of Bravo news today. Would you
For
agree?
once.
Yeah, this is huge. It kind of kept pouring in. It's raining in Los Angeles for people who don't live here. We had the biggest amount of rain. We got a month's worth of rain in one day, sources
Mhm.
are saying. And I would say that metaphorically, you could say that Bravo News is raining down on us as well. And the first big ticket item I think we have to talk about is Dr. Wendy Osefo and Happy Eddie being arrested and booked for major fraud,
Yeah.
felony fraud. I mean, a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, you know, my rule stands clear. If you're on Bravo, the likelihood of you doing fraud is about 9 out of 10.
And we've resolved that it's that there's a greater scrutiny on these individuals, and everyone commits sort of minor fraud, or the enticement to do fraud is just always there, sort of keeping up
Yeah.
with the sort of wealth that
Yeah.
is supposed to be, sort of inherent in being a Bravo celebrity. And you think that Wendy and Eddie maybe got caught up in that. That's sort of
Keeping up with the Joneses. It also seems I haven't been following it too closely, but I keep seeing stuff about how sloppy they were and how they got caught, and that they talked about it in writing and emails. That she posted a photo where she's wearing a ring that was supposedly stolen. On the day that they called the police, she posted a photo of them with the song is "03 Bonnie and Clyde" by Beyonce and Jay-Z, as if to wink to their crime.
yeah. Yeah, it's possible that they thought that this was just going to be sort of a simple lie to an insurance company, which that's one of the easiest things to get away with. But the fact that they sort of lumped it in with a police report and everything like that, that's where it becomes a much bigger deal, like lying to cops and stuff. Like that's where the huge fraud. I mean, I'm sure they get pissed when you lie to an insurance company too, probably, right?
Yeah, that's bad.
That's bad too, but this is like they created a false police report to justify this. And they said, I mean, the last reporting I saw was that it was almost $450,000 worth of merchandise that they claimed was stolen from them while they were in Jamaica. Um,
Right.
so it looks kind of like almost like Wendy and Happy Eddie have said that we will wait for our justice to be brought once we are in court. It's kind of similar to what Karen was saying last season
Right.
of Potomac when she was saying you shall see. It's going to blow your mind once we get to the court of law. And then it was like, oh, she was really drunk. And this also seems sort of like pretty clear cut. I mean, she was wearing the ring, she reported. They were returning items that they said were stolen and getting full refunds
Yeah.
for it. So I don't know, almost maybe possibly textbook fraud, you could
Open
say.
and shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely colors this season where anytime she's on a high horse, you're like, you were doing fraud at the time.
Yes. Yeah. Have you ever committed fraud like this?
Never.
Me neither. Me neither. I mean, I'm even lying to like Geico about when a rock hit my window or something. I'm pretty like I try to always make sure that it's very much within sort of a range of 2 months or so of when I report it. So this kind of fraud, I would be nervous.
Yeah, that's like a big deal. They might be in real deep shit, don't you think?
Oh my God, 7 felony fraud charges, 7 of them, plus I don't know, maybe some misdemeanors in there. I mean, it seems very bad. I don't know if I don't know any sentencing. Like we've said before, I have no clue what the hell judges do and how they recommend sentences, but very bad. And it doesn't seem likely that Wendy and Eddie are going to have an excuse for this at all.
Yeah. Um, did you see that they're also not going to air her wife swap episode?
Yeah, I didn't really understand that.
Like, why? It's not like she killed somebody.
I know, and we've dealt with such more. We've seen a lot of fraud and criminality and stuff, and like they're airing the current season of Potomac. Like, what were they going to do? Edit out her scenes so that we can't look at Wendy's scenes at her house and be thinking about the fact that she's committing fraud, just like you said. It's the
Yeah.
exact same thing. It was filmed prior to us finding out she committed this fraud, and I don't understand at all how it would sort of change the reaction to watching her on Wife Swap.
I
We've
know.
been here many
It's
times.
weird. I saw Queens of Bravo because she always has a little bit of a different take than us. Or is Queens of Bravo she? I always assume. But anyways, whoever they are. Uh she or they were saying um that she thinks that the wife swap episode would have brought unwanted attention to the Osefo family.
Unwanted? You mean like we would
Like
be like
judgment, I guess?
if they were like maybe you know what? I take it back. Maybe they're going, we've been really suffering and we lost a bunch of furniture and bags in that house robbery we had, Eddie. So I can't wait to go to a different house that has a bunch of stuff because
Yeah.
we're still reeling from the impact of that big arrest that happened on us. And then if there is a bunch of references like that, that would mean, oh no, we got to scrap this thing because there's too much weird implication here to what they actually did
Right.
post arrest or sorry, post fraud claim.
It just seems like I have to assume there's only probably what 6 episodes of that show or something. There's only a handful of housewives on that show, so they're just scrapping an entire one of them. I don't know.
I
I
don't really
guess
get.
they don't really care.
Is it confirmed that that's true?
As if I would know.
I know. It's like, what? You really are? I would think that they would just be like, sorry, we filmed this before. We still love Wendy. We're sorry this happened, but we're gonna show this episode of Wife Swap
Yeah.
unless they keep talking about this incident and it some way would really impact, our reaction to watching it.
Right. I saw that Andy said that he was very sad about this criminality. He didn't say anything about, her being guilty or him being disappointed or anything. He just said, I'm thinking of their kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm really sad too. That's a great statement to say. I'm sad too, like that.
Meanwhile, remember he said recently that he never wants to see Jen Shaw again.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. He has this, he has a strong moral code of what he thinks is horrible and what he thinks is, I don't, less horrible. And I guess on that scale, Jen Shaw. You know what, though? Jen Shaw, he probably also had so many personal interactions with her as well. And he was just like, God, she sucked completely. And she was defrauding the elderly.
Yeah. Yeah. Human victims of her crimes. Plus, she, lied to all of them and made him deal with all that rigmarole. So,
Plus, I saw this clip where Jen Shaw was in a big bathtub outside and she started splashing water all over the camera team and the producers. And the producer was like, why do you keep splashing water at the cameras? And it was Jen Shaw just freaking out. And I was like, God, she must have been a nightmare to work with.
yeah, Andy's still pissed.
Andy's probably pissed about that. Okay, so does that conclude Wendy talk? I mean, we're going to talk about her a little bit on when we recap Potomac, but I mean, what else is there to say? Those are the big updates.
Yes, kind of old news at this point, but it's ongoing. And I mean, I hope they'll probably, if they end up serving jail time, they'll maybe give them the Judice treatment where they get to go at different times.
I hope so. That seems to be the best way to do it when two parents get committed
Brutal,
for
man.
fraud. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, we'll see. I think that you're right. This mentality of keeping up the appearances that you're the wealthiest, people on Potomac or whatever. It's just very hard to potentially keep up with. She lost a teaching job or a teaching residency at one of the colleges that she's able to sort of teach at because of this, because they don't want to be sort of associated with Wendy anymore. And I know that's going to hit very hard as well.
Yeah. I was kind of like, I thought that she didn't teach anymore, but okay.
Right. All right. And then this is sad news too. Just like Andy was sad for Wendy and Eddie, I'm sad for this update. Although I'm not as shocked by this. Ariana Biermann from Next Gen NYC, Kim Zolciak's daughter, has just told the world that her and Hudson McLeroy have broken up. And they said, please don't bother us at this time. We need time to process this, but we're split up completely. What did you think when you heard this news this morning?
I couldn't believe it because in bed last night, I watched a video on TikTok of him helping her take her extensions out of her hair. And I should go back and check the date. I don't know when it was from, but I literally watched it like 12 hours ago. So I was stunned.
Me too. I was stunned. I loved them on Next Gen NYC. They were such a fun couple. Hudson and Ariana, they seem sort of wise beyond their years, even though they're like 23. I don't know how old they are at all, but they just seemed very like a strong couple, very fun. They really loved each other. They made this huge life move together for Next Gen NYC.
Yeah.
So I was bummed out, but then I also have to just put it into like real world perspective. It's like, they're in their early 20s. They moved to New York City, the amount of pressure that they have. And also like when you're young, people just break up all the time. Like they're having the time of their lives now. Who knows what could have happened since we saw them on Next Gen NYC. And so I think no matter what, obviously they're both going to be completely fine. And maybe they'll even get back together someday.
Yeah, I say they get back together, maybe at BravoCon. They're on a panel together at BravoCon.
Oh my God, I forgot about the implications of them being at BravoCon together.
Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my God. I hope the moderator says, hey, Ariana and Hudson, you're not together anymore. Let's talk about that.
They're like, we're back together as of BravoCon.
That would be so great.
I get her TikToks fairly often, and she also did one where she has to draw on her freckles now because Kim had all of her freckles lasered off when she was underage without her consent.
I saw that. She said she thought she was going in for a routine dental cleaning, and then all of a sudden the freckles were being lasered off her face. And she said now she puts them on.
So sad.
That's horrible. Kim did not like. I don't need to tell anybody this, but Kim hates freckles.
Apparently so. The joke online is that no one is sadder than Kim about this breakup because of his Zaxby's fortune.
Yeah. I'm hoping still that I think his name is Zachary McLeroy, who created Zaxby's. I'm hoping that he was able to carve out a little piece of Zaxby's for Ariana Biermann, just given that they're a testament to their 2-year relationship. I think it's worth it to give her a little bit of the Zaxby's franchise. That would be awesome for Kim.
1% of proceeds.
Any girlfriend that Hudson has up until he becomes a married person, should get a little bit of the Zaxby's fortune. Have you ever had Zaxby's?
No. We don't have those, do we?
I don't think so, but they're in Florida. I think at Florida State, me and my friends, after pledging at a frat, we would go to Zaxby's and sort of get a bunch of their famous food. I think it's chicken.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. So what I didn't really ask you. So you were sad. And then surprised. People were saying, I posted this on TikTok, and some people were being like, "Wow, remember when Charlie, Crypto King, was kind of like he first he didn't like Ariana, but then he goes, God, Ariana's hot as hell. I really am sexually attracted to Ariana." Now people are saying that he's going to be waiting in the wings, being like, "Hey, I heard you and Hudson, who I used to make fun of, are broken up." Could you imagine that?
I mean, if it'll get him back on the show, let's do it.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also people said, what the hell is going on with Next Gen NYC? Shouldn't we be filming them already now? We're way past the finale of that. I feel like that should have been picked up, and we should be capturing the lives of these cast members right now.
Right.
Georgia, post that relationship, Charlie and his crypto scandal, now Ariana and Hudson moving out,
right,
being broken up.
Yeah, we have to be heartened by the fact that there's a panel. I feel like they wouldn't do that if it was a question mark, but yeah, haven't heard anything about a renewal. We also keep talking, I mean, this isn't Bravo, but we were just talking about how like Stassi sometimes will post a photo of cameras, like she's filming her show, but like they're not saying anything about it. So I'm like, maybe they're just all being sort of camera shy, so to speak, about making any announcements before they know how they're going to package it or when it's going to come out or something. I don't know.
Me too. I don't know either, but I just know that we would have gotten a little hint of it if Next Gen NYC was filming. But yeah, you're right. BravoCon will answer everything. If I get to ask anybody a question, I'm going to say, what the hell's going on with Next Gen NYC? I mean, there couldn't be a more reasonable question than that.
We ask like Sheree that. We just
Sheree,
ask like any random person.
Sheree, have you heard what's going on with Hudson and Ariana and its impact on Next Gen NYC?
Papa McBee is Charlie Zakor on next season of Next Gen.
Oh my God, he would love to talk about that. I'm sure. God, I missed that you just said the McBees, and I miss them so much. I just saw Cole on a TikTok. He was talking about Blair eating solid foods or something. And I was like, oh my God, get the cameras rolling. What the hell is going on over there? I can't.
We need Andy and a camera.
Yeah, we just need to be constantly filming shit all the time. All of this stuff. Any last, I think we got to the bottom of Ariana and Hudson, but there were a few other little breakups that don't matter as much to us. Did you want to?
It was Brittany and whoever the hell she was dating for 2 months, who she went to Mexico with, which who cares? I don't even know his name. And then Olivia from Southern Charm, who was recently engaged. They are not moving forward with their wedding, but it's not clear if they're breaking up or not, which I think, who did we talk about? Someone broke off an engagement and we were like, but does that mean that you're breaking up or you're just not engaged? Because, I mean, it seems like that's just a breakup.
Yeah, damn. I wish I could think of that example of who you're alluding to.
Yeah.
But no, I thought the same thing. I don't understand this language, but I would think that if you did that, if you broke off the engagement, that it's not a great sign.
Right.
For the future of a relationship. And then what this made me think is, remember how the producers of Southern Charm were like, Olivia sucks. She got in a relationship. So we don't want her to be a cast member. Maybe she's like, hey, guess what? I'm single as hell and I want to move to Charleston. Put me back in on Southern Charm. I would make
Austin, your girlfriend's boring.
Audrey, right? So this could be to me. Oh my God. So, I loved Olivia. And I
Elvis.
Don't know. Oh my God. If I remember correctly, Olivia Flowers was really entranced by Elvis. Her and Whitney both, remember?
Yeah.
Huge Elvis heads.
TCB.
Taking care of business, which is what Elvis, that's a necklace, and it also that alludes to something Elvis said, right? Or one of his songs.
Yeah, it was like his catchphrase, but not his song.
He was always just taking care of business. Oh, we kind of lost Elvis fever, not just on Turtle Time, but culturally. We had 2 huge Elvis movies, and then everybody except Whitney and Olivia kind of moved on. Except, who was that daughter that was just named Presley? Oh, that's
Presley.
Presley.
That's Brittany Cartwright's niece.
So talk about moving on from Elvis. That was 4 years ago.
Daughter of Militia.
Daughter of Bush. Yeah. So we kind of lost Elvis a little bit. He was huge 2 years ago. Not as big anymore. Will he make a comeback again as people start to listen to his music? He's really
evergreen. And like we said on Patreon, Trisha Paytas named her daughter Elvis.
He's so cool when you think about it, Elvis. I mean, I guess for the most part, the thing that always gets me so pissed at Colonel
Tom Parker
is that he wouldn't let Elvis out of the country. Elvis was restrained to the U.S. Yeah, people say that Colonel Parker he got a bad rap, especially in the Baz Luhrmann film.
What?
Yeah. Oh my God. Who can forget when Tom Hanks did that? But Colonel Parker, they say that he was actually secretly sort of a kind-hearted man, but he would not let Elvis he would not let Elvis out of the country. So Elvis had to keep doing those shitty tours around the United States. And in that movie, if anybody didn't see it, they always show him looking longingly over the sea because he wants to go out of the country so bad. But they won't let him for some reason. Colonel Parker was afraid of flying or something.
The Colonel is the reason why Elvis couldn't record I Will Always Love You, because he was greedy with the deal, and Dolly was a smart businesswoman and was like, I'm not letting you have all the proceeds of my song. And Colonel Tom was like, anything Elvis sings, he gets 90% or something. And Dolly was like, fuck you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. I didn't know that historical tidbit.
Yeah. And Dolly was like heartbroken because she loved Elvis and she really wanted him to sing it, but she couldn't make it. She said, that's a deal I cannot make.
Holy shit. Colonel Parker. All right. Well, I take back what I said. It's sort of, I don't know why I was trying to reclaim Colonel Tom. What the hell? He's horrible. He's awful. Remember when David Foster, he was like, well, guess what? He goes, I want to take that song by Dolly Parton for Whitney Houston. But he goes, this is going to blow your fucking mind. He goes, the best thing I ever did was I just added a chorus to the end of it. And that was the biggest musical feat he ever did in his life.
That made Dolly a pretty penny. So I'll give him that.
You think that it was different than the Colonel Parker deal?
Yeah, I think she got to buy like Dollywood because of that song or something. Like,
that's awesome.
Well, Dollywood might predate that song. That's probably not right.
Well, we got a lot of. Hey, let's be real. We got a lot of facts, right?
And we can celebrate that Dolly is okay. We thought briefly that she was ill because her sister was like, prayers up for Dolly. Yeah. And then she was like, y'all, I'm okay. But then immediately after, Diane Keaton died. So we have to be sad again.
Oh my God.
I actually don't know which one is worse.
Oh my God, Diane Keaton was so sad. We were recording, 3 days after that news, so it's still sort of, I mean, the outpouring of love for Diane Keaton was very beautiful. I feel like she is someone that just no one ever considered that this could ever possibly happen, especially so young, at 79. And so we're all sort of very impacted from it, but I've loved seeing how everyone loved Diane Keaton, how sweet she was to every co-star. The tributes to her are so beautiful, but yeah, I mean, what a sad thing. Nancy Meyers wrote a beautiful tribute to Diane Keaton, which I saw and I liked.
I saw that AMC is going to release a few Diane Keaton movies, including Something's Gotta Give.
Oh my God, that sounds so fun. I've never seen that because when I wanted to do my Nancy Meyers run, Megan doesn't want to watch it because she thinks that Jack Nicholson is too disgusting in it.
Well, maybe we can go in the flesh.
I would love to see that, especially in theater. She said, Diane Keaton, I don't know if this is a lie. You fact check this. She said that is her favorite on-screen performance, is her in Something's Gotta Give out of all of them.
It's perfect.
Oh my God. Well, great. Well, I think that we should conclude this news segment and talk very briefly about this week's episode of Potomac, which was not very good. Yeah. Bad start for Potomac.
Meant to be shady.
Meant to be
pretty
shady?
Good title.
Yeah, I'll give it to them, even though I hate what it is claiming, which is that Stacey has heinous breath.
I thought we were out of the woods on that one, but apparently not.
No. Let's breeze through this as if we are sort of like running at top speed, because I didn't, there's no real scenes that, I mean, there's not really a lot to talk about here that's new, that's
Yeah.
interesting. It starts part two of Second Bloom Party with
Yep.
Ashley and Stacy fighting. Ashley says, "You've got the worst breath I've ever smelt." And then Stacy says, "You're a messy devil. It doesn't matter what my breath stinks like. You are horrible." And then I think that's kind of it. It just sort of ends. And then they go back to where Wendy and Kay's very shitty, boring fight. And you know
Right.
what I'm talking about? And all the energy goes over to Wendy and Kay's fight because they're kind of like, wait, that fight's over. Let's gravitate towards this fight. And Wendy and Kay are kind of like, well, this fight sucks too. Are you sure you want
Right.
to be over here?
Flop.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Um,
There's just a lot of like flop energy at the Second Bloom Party.
yeah. It's all the same shit. Ashley says the math isn't mathing on Stacy's divorce. Who cares? And then at one point, Wendy and Tia are bonding about being Nigerian. And Stacy's like, I'm Nigerian too. And they're all like, girl, please. I don't even want to hear it. It's like they just hate her and want her dead.
Yeah.
That's evident throughout this episode. They're just trying to elbow her out completely.
It's shocking to me. I really
Yeah.
don't think I've seen, when people try to when people get elbowed out, there's usually some justification, or the person is kind of like a first time cast member and you don't have an attachment to them. Like there's usually some rationale that you can justify why they're doing this to someone. But with Stacey, I do not understand it,
Right.
except if they're potentially jealous that she was sort of a shining star on her first season and they don't like it. But anyway, they continue to treat her badly the entire episode, like you
Yeah.
said.
I know. I'm like, I've seen a little bit of online discourse defending her because about the breath stuff. And then on Watch What Happens Live, they did a sort of like stink cam or something. What was it? I sent it to you on Twitter. Let me pull
They
it up.
show when they call the moment back, it's horrible. They make a bunch of green stink lines emanate out of Stacy's mouth as it pours on Ashley. It's like if people didn't know that you would think that these were actual stink lines coming out of Stacy's mouth if you
Yeah.
weren't aware of what the editor's sort of tricks are.
Yeah. Okay. The Watch What Happens game was called Don't Hold Your Breath. And she has like Slimer green shit coming out of her mouth.
I mean, I after Lisa Vanderpump got claimed to have stinking breath, you could have never convinced me that we were going to go down this road again. Big green barf coming out of people's mouth, saying how bad their breath stinks. Is
I wish
so
we had
horrible.
a foghorn sound effect.
Oh, do you want me to? I could try to upload one and look it up. What would that be for? Anytime we talk
I
about
feel like that
breath,
means stink.
foghorn. I'm trying to think. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Next time, how about next time, later this week, I'll get a foghorn. And if we have to talk about breath or anything that requires a foghorn, I'll be able to press that button.
Yeah. Okay, then there's another shitty scene with Wendy and Stacy. They do remind us though, because Wendy says her dog is a diva, and she goes, "Remember when you went to that party where there was dog shit everywhere?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I totally forgot about that dog shit party where the DJ scared all of the dogs by blasting sound effects and all the dogs shit on the dance floor."
Speaking, it was a big foghorn.
Seriously, she can't win. They all accuse her of having stink wherever she goes.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like, yeah, she caused a big stink at her event, and then
Yeah.
now her breath stinks. And then you know what? They continue at the end of this. Well, first, not a lot to say, except Stacy does admit, she goes, "Hey, guess what? I did lie once at the reunion. I was in talks to have a Stacy cannabis line. I was
Yeah.
approached by it's kind of like a bazaar, or like what's that gifting suite that stars go to before the Oscars? It's kind of like you sit down and you're like, I'm famous now.
Taking meetings.
Yeah, I'm going to be very famous now. Court me by having 10 businesses come to me that I can put my name on. And Stacey said that she was one of those people. Wow,
It's giving
Sirius XM
Tipsy
is
Girl, cheater brand.
totally. I was going to say Sirius XM is calling me.
Really?
Yeah, what do you think they're going to call about?
$5 a month for a year.
Oh, I hope so. Oh my God, I won't take it now.
Well, they probably picked up hot off of my trail because I went on a little bit of a road trip this weekend, and I resubscribed to Sirius to listen to Andy interviewed Howard Stern. So they
Really?
probably know that you could be tantalized.
Absolutely. I think so. I think it must be that. I'm sorry to interrupt this, but you're right by saying tipsy girl. Um, but well, also I was just like, this concept of just putting your name on something, it kind of opened the door, a window to all of these sort of shitty brands that we see where they're not they're not birthed from some passion. It's just like, do you want to put your name on candles? Candles are a very easy sort of quick thing you can get out in the market. You know what I mean? It
Yeah,
explains sort of these non-passion businesses by just knowing that Bravo Liberties just sit in a room and say, I'll put my name on that if you'd
right.
like.
Yeah. I was also disappointed in these ladies that neither of them could open champagne. If I need to host some sort of a course or something, I think way too many women are scared to open a champagne bottle. It's really not that big of a deal. It's not that hard. And I'll show you.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Popping champagne with Amy. I think it's great. Yeah, once you don't like, okay, the biggest mistake people make is when you try to pop up one and you put the cork going up towards your face.
Yeah.
Once you
I
learn to
never let it go flying. You just sort of grip it and weasel it out and hold it in your hand. You
do
don't
you
shoot it off.
yeah, do you wince at all?
No.
I wince every once in a while. But if you do want to be celebratory, there's a way that you can sort of be a little silly with it. You can let
Yeah.
it pop
If
out
you're
into the
on like a
universe.
balcony or something, like if, yeah, but I would say generally indoors, I would never let it fly.
Oh no, that's if you were doing this course, I would say number one would be have champagne, and then number two would be put your hand over it, like you said, so that the cork pops
I'll
in your
do
hand.
that and you can do the saber.
I would love that. I think that would be so. You don't care if I sort of encroach on your champagne lesson?
I would love to see you do that.
Well, yeah, you're right. So they were, you know what? I didn't notice that they were having a really hard time. They were.
They don't even drink it. They give up. They just drink water instead. I was like, how tragic.
That is so. I didn't notice that at
I was
all.
pissed.
Oh my God! At that point, I'm okay with producer intervention.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, I'm sorry.
That would have been funny if they left that in because they do show the cameramen in the scene because there's a gust of wind and Stacy flinches at the like whatever that's called, the light umbrella thing, like goes
Yeah.
inside out and she's like, oh, and they show the cameraman.
Yeah, she gets really scared, and then I have a question for you about this one. Stacy goes, I have to use the toilet, and
Why
Wendy.
did they even leave that in?
That's what I'm saying. When Stacy is getting
I'm
a
surprised it
horrible.
wasn't like
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if they shut the door and then they had green stink lines emanating from the bathroom. What would like only to Stacy would they be like she burps, she's got bad breath, and look, she needs to use the toilet in an emergency situation in a conversation with Wendy. And then I was watching it with Megan, and she said it's because Wendy's reaction of being so suspicious about everything Stacy is doing needed to be kept in because it kind of shows that everyone is sort of preying on Stacy in a way or trying to capitalize on every weird move she makes. Because I was just like, everyone I'm sure says, "Excuse me, I need to use the bathroom. It's a total emergency." And we've never seen that before. We never, unless it's, and I just don't think that anybody has ever gotten the edit where they say, "Excuse me, please," while I go to the bathroom, like Stacy has.
pardon me.
Yeah.
So yeah, brutal for her. We get a little Tia moment. It's kind of the same information. We meet her kids and stuff, which, whatever. She has 4 kids and she was raised in London and she's what she calls global real estate advisor, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, yes. And Giselle is over here. This was the time for Tia and Angel to get bigger introductory scenes because we didn't really get to know them too much in the premiere. So they both get their kind of 5 to 10 minutes.
I feel like I'd be worried if I was Kay because it feels like they're already gonna outshine her.
Yeah. Well, we said last week that there is a sort of immediate desperation to Kay, especially like the accusations that she was bringing to Wendy seemed very flimsy. So I don't know, maybe she's already like, whoa, there are 2 new cast members already. Like I need to really fight, to be a full-time cast member.
We meet her at the second Bloom party, but then she has a scene at the end. This woman Cookie I'm like, I fuck with Cookie.
Oh yeah, Cookie is so cool. Oh my god, I can't wait to talk about her scene. Anything else notable about Tia? Tia's kid was kind of fun. She goes, my mom bought this dog on sale and I don't like it at all. And Giselle was like, "Oh my god."
Rude.
Yeah. But it's like
Sad.
I like the honesty. It's like I don't like that dog.
Yeah, I'm seems like a fun family. I like Tia. Well, I need to see more, but I like it. I know you loved this.
Oh,
Ashley getting ready for the White House Correspondents' Dinner, who her date will be Josh.
oh my God. I have been thinking about Ashley and Josh's relationship since last season of Potomac. I felt like it was lightning in a bottle. I felt like when they had that date swap with Giselle that they both found very wonderful, suitable partners, but I knew Josh and Ashley were here to stay. Josh and Ashley's relationship got a little derailed when she went on Love Island and she started kissing that guy, Ralph. But Ashley said Josh got a little upset, but then Ashley texted him drunk when she was in her bed. And she goes, "Hey, big head, are you still up?" And he goes, "Low key, yes, I am." And then it's been a big time fling ever since then, again, between Josh and Ashley, which I really liked.
I personally use low key, but it is such an unfortunate botching of language. Low key, I am.
like, like it means I am.
I guess you're just saying, like, I don't want to say it, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't really use low key too often, but I liked that sort of little blip of their conversation. And I think Ashley's sister says, Josh is a little boyish for you, but Ashley, I mean, she has cartoonish hard eyes every time she looks at Josh. Josh arrives and she's dressed really well. And Josh, I think she thinks is dressed a little too casual. They highlight that his shoes are kind of like sneakers
Yeah.
and maybe not the best. And then she says to Josh in the car, she goes, "Josh, next time we go out, can you not put so much product in your hair? And also, you need to get better sheets. White sheets are what adults use." So kind of trying to show him that I think he needs to do better in certain areas of his life.
Right. She also was drinking a Corona while she was getting ready, which I appreciate. And I was trying to remember, I guess it's the 2025 Correspondents' Dinner. Remember when after Scandival, all the VPR people got to go, like Ariana got to go?
Yeah, of
There was sort
course.
of an unleashing of Bravo people getting to go to that.
Yeah, I think they have like 5 or 6 Bravo celebrities that just get to go now. Remember Jackson Brittany
Oh, yeah.
got to go, and Jackson was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know anything about this kind of stuff, but
Right.
I'm so happy to be here."
Yeah, they were like, "What's your favorite amendment?" And he was like, "I don't know about that stuff."
Yeah, he goes, "But this is so beautiful. Thank you for having me." Okay, Angel and her husband. I love Angel so far. But this did not really have. There was not a lot to talk about here. They just moved, presumably for the show.
Hmm.
They don't have a house yet. They've never even been to Potomac. It sounds like they're like, we just
I
moved to a
know.
place that we don't really have any ties to. They love Colorado. It sounds like their hearts are in Colorado. They still have their house there. They have a huge thriving business there. But it's kind of like I can't wait for my husband to meet my friends. Like
Right.
just I don't know. There wasn't. It was just a quick little dinner between them to kind of show their relationship off.
Right. Yeah, they're searching for a house with enough acreage and et cetera, et cetera. Well, more to come on that, I guess. We get Kay and Giselle hanging out. They talk about that Angel is going to throw a truth and tranquility party.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. We see eventually that it's sort of a sound bath or sound healing kind of
Yeah.
party, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
but also cocktails.
yeah, yes, yes. And and my first instinct was it's a little too early to already be doing sound bath or sound bath
Right.
adjacent events, especially for a new cast member, for that to be the first thing they do. I remember for about 2 or 3 years around the start of Turtle Time, we were dealing with a lot of sound baths
Yeah.
on every franchise. So
But
I don't know.
Angel is a certified mindful outdoor guide. So
Right.
that's why.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even think about that.
I love, we should come up with a certification that we could sell on Patreon, maybe in our like shop, where we come up with a quiz And if you pass it, you get a certification.
That would be an easy thing to implement it along with our champagne cork protocol. You just say after we teach you a lesson, we say fill out this 7-question quiz and you become a certified champagne expert. Question number 1: did you point this cork at your face when you were uncorking it? And you'd be like, no. And you'd be like, no, you'd be, well,
yeah, someone's like, yeah, I did.
and then you'd be like, oh, no, sorry, take the quiz again. And then you can become certified. But yeah, I would love to do something like that. You mean get some kind of certification?
Yeah, maybe you could be a certified turtle cutie or something.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that idea too. All right, well, I think let's get the ball rolling on that.
Oh my God, by the way, I met a certified turtle cutie at a coffee shop yesterday. They said hello to me, so shout out to you. It was lovely meeting you. I was working on new merch ideas, so you got to see first. Well, you didn't come around and see my computer screen. I didn't show you, but
Well, how was that interaction?
it was so sweet. They're Villa Rosa VIP.
Oh my gosh, that is so nice. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much for going up to Amy. That is so sweet. I love seeing Villa Rosa VIPs out in the wild and little turtle cuties, of course.
Yes,
I mean, it's one of the best feelings in the world.
Breadths. Okay, the only thing necessary here is that Kay says they dropped a scene that she filmed at her business where they did Botox and caviar, and she was like telling the group the story that Wendy disrespected her at that event, and Angel took it upon herself to defend Wendy. And I was like, uh-oh, your guys' friendship is fucked. You shouldn't have brought your friend on this show. She's going to turn on you so fast.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that Angel did that. She goes, did you say, how are your kids on the red carpet? And Kay was like, no, and that's not the point of this story. I was talking about my shitty version of events that aren't, consequential at all. But I would be surprised if the supposed friend that I brought on was immediately countering, my narrative to take the side of my opponent.
And the show cut your scene as well.
That's not good either. Caviar and Botox. And then Kay says, guess what, though? I chin checked her pretty quickly. And Giselle goes, oh, you chin checked her. Wow, that's a big deal. And then they all sort of have to come to terms with what chin checking means for each of them later. Giselle seems to imply that it's sort of a physical or more aggressive stance you can take to sort of put your friend in check. But then that sort of gets kind of watered down as to what it meant. And Kay has to completely backtrack later about what she meant when she says chin check to Giselle. I've never seen anything like it.
That language is over my head. I had no opinion. I had never heard it before. And so I was like, all right, whatever you guys land on.
Yes. Yeah. And they're all like Ashley didn't know what it meant. Like no one officially knew what it meant. And Kay, I think, was just sort of maybe nervous in the scene, or she slightly just saying a bunch of stuff that she thought sounded cool, and she implied that there was sort of a almost physical altercation with her and Angel, which of course Giselle brings up immediately to Angel when she sees her to sort of call Kay out.
Right. Okay, let's go to this tranquility party. I couldn't tell, did Tia say, because they give a tea that has like vodka in it, and she says, of course I drink, I have 4 kids, but then in her interview she was saying she never drinks.
I didn't understand it either. Yeah. She goes, I want vodka in my spiked... when they go, there's vodka in it, she goes, oh, that sounds good to me. Alcohol in it. But then, yeah, she goes, I never drink. I think I only had 1 vodka while I was pregnant, and it didn't do anything horrible to my child. But I haven't had a drink since. So I didn't really, that was a kind of an odd edit. I know,
I was confused.
What would you say? What do you think? I think she doesn't drink.
Right. Was she just saying that to fit in, like, because that's more socially acceptable?
Possibly. I think maybe there's some stigma for people who are coming on for the first time to be like, I never drink, I'm sober as a bird. And then people are like, oh my gosh, well, we like to drink so much, and fun moments arise when people are drunk. So maybe it was to sort of fit in.
Right. Giselle goes, truth and tranquility. I prefer lies and foolishness.
Yeah. What'd you think about that?
That's funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Angel says, no loud talking in my house. So no negativity. And this is when Giselle kind of treats herself, she's like the producer of this. She goes, guess what? I heard this. She goes, Wendy and Kay, are you good? Okay, that's resolved. All right, now I have another thing to declare. What has happened between Kay and Angel? Has that been resolved? And this is when Angel goes, I don't, the chin check conversation happens.
Yeah.
And Angel goes, she didn't chin check me at all. Kay goes, I didn't say I chin checked her. Giselle goes, yes, you did. And then they have to clear up immediately. And then Kay has to apologize for saying that. Kind of just, she fully just admits, like, I should not have used that language. I don't know what I was talking about there in that scene.
Right. Um, Angel's like, I have a bowl of mints, and Giselle's like, they'll be ready for when Stacy gets here. And then they really shoehorn it in when Stacy arrives. They're like, haha, mints. And Ashley goes, as we discussed, your breath can be on the hot side. And she goes, geez, fine, I'll have a mint. And I'm like, that's so like sad.
It's horrible. I can't say it enough. I mean, they know how mean it is because they're all like having to stifle their laughter and like turn around as people are saying. It's just like it really is just like high schoolers being mean to someone where they're like, they all of them know that this is wrong, but they're just doing it because they are following sort of the cool people in high school in this scenario. But Stacy kind of takes it in stride, just like she did last week. She's like, if this is the worst thing they're going to bring up, they're claiming I lied about TJ, about my divorce. I'll take a mint to shut them up, which I thought was great. She takes a full mint in her mouth.
Yes. She also, during the sound bath, she invites the group to stand and do a cleansing breath. And Ashley's like, it's not like a lion's breath, is it? Like making fun of her breath again.
Yeah.
But I thought it was funny that she parlayed it into making them do a breath-based activity.
I thought so too. I thought that was amazing. I go, Stacey, did you come into this situation knowing that you wanted to do a big, huge exhale of breath to sort of comment on the stigma that you have horrible breath? And then it was almost like she was releasing it. Like, if I release this big breath into the air, maybe you can never talk about my breath again.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated that. It was almost like calling more attention to your breath and seeing if they wanted to do anything more with it. And none of them did. They kind of were playful with that breath cleanse. Like they were pretending to like hump and stuff. And so I don't know, hopefully this is the last that Stacy has to deal with the bad breath accusations, I would think.
Yes, hopefully. She had to see that watch what happens shit at least one more time. But and then she pulls Ashley to the side, but of course everyone gathers around and she goes, I wanted to talk to Timo before I showed you this divorce notification because it's a personal private document, but here it is. And Giselle goes, that's not notarized, that's not official. She went on an app and made this, but as of this morning, we're seeing that TMZ has confirmed the divorce and the timeline is correct.
Yeah. I don't really know. I don't really understand why Giselle and Ashley went out on this limb here about divorce. Like,
it's so boring. Like, who cares? What would the motive be to both for the TJ thing and with the divorce thing?
I don't understand it. And then they just like TMZ has to prove it to you all now. So now we're going to have to watch 6 more shitty episodes where they're questioning this divorce, or at least Giselle is. And we're just all going to know that whatever Giselle says is a lie because it's been proved now. And then the worst thing that Giselle does again, she doubles down. She goes, oh, I don't even care about that anymore, by the way. You can put your phone away. I'm so bored by that. It's like, oh my God, that kind of attitude fucking sucks. You brought it up. You think it's fake, but then it's boring and lame when Stacy brings it up. Like, right. I could not believe that at all, that reaction to it.
So that's whack. And then I was excited about this. The final scene of the episode takes place at the Tally Ho restaurant, Karen's favorite. And it's Giselle and Ashley. And is it Kay too?
Yes, Kay is there.
Meeting up with Karen's friend Cookie. And apparently Cookie is the safe, I don't know what you call her. She's the one that's still talking to Karen in the clink because Giselle said Karen doesn't want to talk to anyone seemingly on the show because then they will be able to, disseminate the information that they're getting onto the show. But they have a proxy, Cookie.
Yeah. And they really want to utilize Cookie. They're like, call Ray right now. And she's like, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And she's like, maybe Karen will call me back because they they wanted Cookie to call Karen so Karen could have this phone call on camera. I mean, it really shows the state of their relationships with Karen, the fact that they don't get to talk to her at all. Like
Right.
this whole friendship that we see on the show, is actually just completely antagonistic because Karen doesn't want to speak to them once
Right.
during this stint. Ashley does say one of the funniest things I heard this episode. I have to give Ashley credit because Ashley's doing stuff I don't enjoy, but she was really funny when she meets Cookie. Apparently, she thought that Cookie something about Cookie's appearance in terms of her sort of, I guess she was showing sort of, I guess you could say,
Huge boobs.
in a way, those were sort of reflected. And Ashley goes, very funny. She goes, "Nice to see all three of you. I mean, nice to see you, Cookie." And it was kind of a very funny moment of Ashley, like, making light of Cookie's, I guess, breasts.
Her ample bosom. She said that Karen's doing great in jail. She's reading a lot, exercising a lot. All the ladies in there love her. They call her Miss Karen. And yeah, Cookie goes, "Oh, Karen isn't calling me, but you know who is texting me is Chris Samuels." And Ashley goes, "Oh, I forgot to bring up, Stacy has been trying to get with Chris Samuels." And apparently she asks someone to set her up. And we get a 3 weeks later clip of, in a future episode, Monique will be returning and asking her about this.
Yeah. Another fake lie being spread about Stacy. I'm sure we'll find out the timeline. We'll see the message. It's like nothing at all. Even if it is, who cares? Monique and Chris were divorced. She was divorced from Timo. So who gives a shit? But it's a great way to bring, Monique back. Now that Candace is gone, Monique gets to appear again. I'm fine with that. I'm just obviously so tired of them, doing this to Stacy. But I'm sure that Stacy will be vindicated, like she'll be vindicated for by the rest of these lies being exposed as well. But it just seems like we kind of have to deal with the attack Stacy season
right.
so far.
Yeah, she's really not safe there.
No, not at all. Okay, well, I think that you and I should take a certified turtle piss break. I think we should kind of, do that kind of stuff. And then we're going to come back and we will recap Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Sounds good.
All right. Angie doesn't eat soup.
Who is the Soup Man? We still don't know.
We don't know. As of this recording, Amy and I are recording before the internet has had its, run of detective work, and we have no clue who this Soup Man is. Yeah, Angie.
Like the title was Stolen Valor. It led me to believe there would be some more to this.
Well, what was this title again? Remind me, because I know we talked about it 2 weeks ago.
The title is The Salt Lake City Soup Man.
The Salt Lake City Soup Man. Oh my God, that is such a good title. I think if it was like, it was like, what's that called? The rise of the Salt Lake City Soup Man. So we knew that there was more. I mean, there's probably going to be a lot more soup stuff to come because they're going to want to know about this. So it was kind of like, it was teasing the idea of the Soup Man in a way. But Angie says, "I don't eat soup. I've never done anything illegal with soup, and I'm not going into business with anyone about soup." So she kind of definitively stated that there's kind of nothing soup related in her journey at all coming up, right?
There's no teaser for anything soup related. I'm afraid this is it.
Really? Someone's going to say, "Can you please tell me more about soup, about this soup stuff?" You know what I mean? It's going to go. I feel like people are going to be really wanting to talk more about Soup Man. So some producer is going to say, "Please, Lisa, enlighten us further." Don't you think?
I feel like they thought they had a Haitian mortician moment and it just wasn't as good.
Yeah, but okay, yes, but I'm holding out hope that there's going to be part 2. But you could be totally right. Maybe we'll never hear about this Soup Man again. I kind of can't even think about what in the world Lisa could be talking about, right?
I know. Yeah.
Soup
it
Man.
is soup season.
Totally. But it wasn't soup season for them. They were just coming off of soup season. I feel like this is March or April in spring, so they were just getting out of the soup habit. And Angie says she doesn't eat soup at all, so.
Yeah, we'll see. What do you guys think? More to come? More soup to come? Or no soup for you?
Oh my God! Holy shit! Wow, and even Meredith references because there's only two or three things you think about when you think about soup: chicken noodle soup, tomato soup with grilled cheese, and soup Nazi from Seinfeld. That was his name, right?
Yeah.
Kind of wild name. You can say that, right? Soup Nazi. Uh,
Demonetized for Soup Nazi.
he would say, I've seen this episode before. You had to say the most perfect thing very quickly. And if he got mad at you for even 1 second, he'd say, you have to go back to the back of the line, right?
Mulligatawny. Remember, she finds the recipes in the cabinet.
Who's Mulligatawny?
It's a kind of soup.
Oh. And who found those? Who found the recipes?
Elaine, and she
Oh,
blackmails him.
Oh, really? I don't think I ever saw that. I think I haven't really watched Seinfeld that much. So I've only seen maybe that's a couple
You
of those.
haven't?
Not really. Not really.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not a I don't want to get it too into it, but I don't really like laugh tracks at all. So it's really hard to go back into the world of that if you missed it in its initial run. But who cares what I think? Um,
But you watch Friends.
yeah, but I haven't really gone back to Friends in a while. I'm fine with Seinfeld. It never struck me as hard as Curb Your Enthusiasm. I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm first, so going back to Seinfeld kind of like felt like going back to the dark ages in a way. I was like, I already seen this R-rated, curse-filled, prestige version of Seinfeld, and whenever I go back to Seinfeld, Jerry's like, I don't want to do a Jerry Seinfeld impression, but like those horrible opening comedy bits that he does are awful. And then I bought that big box set because I wanted to be a Seinfeld guy. Sorry to go on so long, but this is gonna be quick. I bought that big Seinfeld DVD box set 15 years ago because I was like, I'm ready for my Seinfeld era, and I didn't laugh once from seasons 1 through season 4. It like took so long for me to enjoy anything from Seinfeld.
You watched like 200 episodes without laughing.
I mean, it was close. I don't know what happened to me. I think they were figuring things out, and it's not. Who cares? I mean, nobody cares if I don't like it. But have you watched? I got to put this back on you. Have you watched Seinfeld? And you know Soup Nazi pretty well, right?
Yeah, I've watched it a lot over my time on Earth. I watched it in my childhood, teens, 20s, and beyond.
Awesome! Oh my God, what'd you think about that finale?
Really brought it all back together, and they did the same on Curb.
They really did. Well, great. Well, so be that as it may, I still know who the Soup Nazi is, and I felt like Meredith being like, that's the only association I have. But I think you're right to be like, will this continue, or is this the only reference of Soup Man? But let's start talking about this episode. Enough about soup until we get there. Justin and Whitney are at home at the start of this episode, and Whitney says, guess what? This is kind of her journey. I'll just say it. She goes, guess what? I thought I had to be a business person. Justin got fired because we did that thing on camera, and I was a free spirit. And now I thought I had to button up my top button and go do a conference room presentation with a big pointer at the board. And then she goes, but then I was neglecting my free wild spirit. So this is Whitney's, going to be her arc this season, is getting back to that wild Whitney Rose that was sort of cloistered by or what is that called? Sort of suffocated by her idea of becoming a business person, a serious business person.
Yeah, I didn't know that she had changed her identity so much.
She really did. She did. I could see it when they showed that formal boardroom meeting. I was just like, wow, no, we have gotten far from the Whitney that I used to love.
They really gave us a visual indicator from the stripper pole to the boardroom.
Yes.
But yeah, it didn't work either way, so she might as well be wild. Also, so they go to this telepathic tasting is what the party is. And of course, not surprisingly, Mary hates it and tells us that the owner of this venue did a murder-suicide.
Yeah.
And why would they want to go there?
Yeah, a little bit of a, like, she wasn't in October when she said this, but little did she know this is going to be very close to Halloween. And she kind of said a scary story for this winery. Murdered himself on Christmas Day. First, he murdered his wife, and then the dog saw it, and the dog was the only one that was left to say what happened. And she said the dog was never the same after that. Do you think
so
that's
sad.
Do you think that's possibly true, or do you think Mary might have been, I don't know, trying to tell us a scary story for a second?
It's another Molly Sorensen tale.
I tried to look it up because I tried to look up because we don't know what this winery is. You and I can't, we haven't, the internet hasn't uncovered it. I wanted to look it up, but I couldn't. So I'm just going to take Mary at her word that the owner of this person killed his wife
Okay.
and himself.
R.I.P.
Yeah, horrible that happened there.
Okay. So yeah, they have a sidekick that's gonna do readings.
What did you think about Terrence?
Seemed sweet.
He's cool. I thought he was really cool. He came from New York City to fly down there, I think.
Yeah, Whitney, when they said goodbye, they said they loved each other, so they must be kind of close.
I know. Yeah, totally close. And they had a very good chemistry or camaraderie on the FaceTime. He was like,
Yeah.
absolutely, Whitney, I will come immediately. You don't think Terrence ever watched Salt Lake City, right?
Well, it's funny because a lot of the readings felt accurate, but they also totally dogged on the idea that Brittany's would be intuitive.
Yeah.
She said there's no way he would know this stuff. And then they rolled a montage of her talking about her daughters 24/7. So I'm like, are you implying that he was cheating then?
I thought the same thing. I was like, have they ever done that before? Tried to discredit a psychic with flashbacks? But then after they did that, that was sort of a miscue because after that, Terrence starts reading the shit out of everybody. Like he gets their number and there's stuff that they're currently suffering from that Salt Lake City viewers wouldn't know. I felt like he was like 9 out of 10 on his reads. I was really proud of Terrence as they go through these readings.
We should call him.
Oh, I would love to. Oh my God, could he give us a big discount?
Probably not.
Oh God, I want a reading like this. I want to say I'm not going to step on it, but the reveal that happens at the very end of what one of the things he predicted, I go, holy shit, that was fucking awesome. But I don't want to step on it until we get there. Everyone arrives, and Bronwyn and Meredith both sort of took a page out of the same book in terms of outfits, but Bronwyn's is full flowers, looks very fun. Almost like a big bouquet. And then Meredith's is more of a denim, kind of a flower. You have to say there's flowers on it, but Mary says it looks like a bunch of COVID spike balls that, like it looks like she's a walking virus, Mary said.
Yeah, they had the little COVID virus coming up all over her suit. I don't know. Do you spark joy from their outfits?
I did. Whoa, thank you for asking me. Yes, I liked Bronwyn's a lot. I go, hey, I know you as someone who wears outfits that are some would declare outlandish, but I liked that. I was like, hey, it's very cool. I actually loved, before I found out about that murder-suicide, I liked this winery. I wanted to look it up. There was ducks running around, beautiful, I saw grass, a bridge, and inside had those paintings of flowers and stuff. I thought this was about as good as it gets for a winery. Did you think that at all?
Looked nice. They were drinking Utah wine, which all the women seemed to be surprised that Utah-grown wine existed. But they didn't spend too much time on the wine. We didn't really get to see it.
No, but it was a kind of an interesting new way to taste. She says, fill up your mouth with all the food you can that you're going to pair the food with, and only let the wine sort of seep in between the big mouthful of food. And I was like, what? Because that's not what I've been told.
Salmon and white wine.
She goes, fill up your mouth with that smoked salmon and then let wine drizzle through that. And then they were also doing it with waffle cone ice cream. Did you see any of that?
It was salmon in a cone.
Oh, it was? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
But Mary thought that was nasty and refused to eat it. She does not do any tartare. Then for some reason, how does it come up? Angie brings up her house for some reason, and that she's like, one of you guys should buy my house. And Brittany, who I forgot is a realtor.
I forgot too.
Did not remember that. She's like, looks up the listing and she's like, wow, your house has been on the market 200 days. There's been a price adjustment. And Angie's like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah. Brittany looked it up because she was shocked, I think, that she wasn't asked to be the realtor for this house. And so she immediately was trying to make the other realtor look like shit by saying you priced yourself too high. Now you have a deduction that looks horrible. And then Angie goes, shut up, like you said. $4.5 million is a great thing. I'm not going to get multiple offers on that. So we did a slight deduction to it. But, I think Brittany is using this as a little bit of ammunition towards Angie because maybe she already doesn't like her, or she's trying to defend Lisa. So she's going in on Angie a little bit, and Angie's giving it right back to Brittany.
Yes. Apparently Jared has been calling and texting her all morning, and we also get a unseen footage of Jared and Justin having a man-to-man meetup. What were they even talking about? It was like, I don't understand the point of that conversation.
Yeah, the point was, let's get Jared in here and let's have another house husband talk to him for a scene with Jared, but it really must have been shit because we get 1 or 2 seconds of it. And Jared just says, hey, he goes, guess what? He goes, I pay for a lot of stuff, and sometimes I feel like Brittany just uses me to go on trips. And I think Justin nods in agreement. And then that gets back to Brittany, and Brittany goes, oh my God, that's horrible of Jared talking shit about me. Oh God, that's horrible. But this relationship, I have no connection to it anymore. It's gone past any realm of a typical relationship. I have no stock in them at all. You could almost say that they might be, doing these sort of relationship ups and downs as fodder for entertainment at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I really do not give a shit about what's going on. There's no rhyme or reason to there.
Yeah, it's funny that about Stacy and TJ, or Stacy and Timo on Potomac, we're like, why would anyone lie about being in a relationship one way or the other? And on this one, we're like, actually, for you guys, it would be worthwhile because you have nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, I thought about that too. I was like, what is the difference there? But it's just that we've heard about Whitney and Jared now. We've only known Brittany for 2 seasons, and I feel like they've broken up 9 times since we've gotten to know them. And then they all say, this is a sign you should leave Jared. They're so anti-Jared that they'll take any excuse they can to be like, Brittany, you should never see him again. But Brittany is transfixed by Jared. There's probably nothing in the world he could do, I don't know, pending some horrible thing, that she would not forgive him and run to his arms. I mean, she's obsessed with him. And he's, I guess, a little bit obsessed with her too, I think.
Apparently. Okay, so this is where we get Meredith is like, Lisa, I need to ask you, have you ever spread negative rumors about my family? And Lisa goes, I don't know what you're talking about, but it looks like Satan does, looking at Angie. And Angie says, I am not Satan. I don't work in the dark, only in the light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Satan, say what you will, but he doesn't work in the light at all. He works in the dark, and Angie says, I couldn't be, less like Satan. Did you think Angie looked? I didn't think she looked like Satan at that table, did you?
No, I don't think Angie's satanic. She has to wear sunglasses because of how bright her surroundings are all the time.
Oh, really? Because she works mainly in the light, you mean?
Yeah.
That's wow. Oh, that's the kind of, I never thought of her sunglasses as being symbolic of her relationship to light.
Yeah, she's light sensitive because there's so much bright, shining light around her all the time.
But if you want to say she's satanic, you could say, like a vampire,
I guess that
she does it
better.
She's like, I don't want to see light because I only adhere to dark, and so keep the light from my eyes. Yeah, this is definitely a debate for Turtle Time listeners. Does Angie wear sunglasses to hide from the light because she's satanic, or because she deals primarily in light and she wants to soften the blow of pure light that's always around her?
If Satan came to Earth, he would just wear the Angie Castanevis wraparounds.
Absolutely. They would be really, they would be big on his eyes. They would provide the most sort of comfort from sun. Could you imagine if Satan, well, I don't want to get too blasphemous, but if Satan did come up, he would be like wearing a big leather jacket and big sunglasses.
Only that. He's Donald Duck in it.
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I don't. No. I mean, he might do something like that. What did you think about Meredith? What did you think about Meredith? She kind of lets this thing fizzle. Meredith got a big platter of fodder served to her, and she says, hey, Lisa, is that true? And Lisa goes, no, but Satan said that. And then Meredith goes, okay, that's all I need. Like, there is some merit to Heather being like, come on, Meredith, like,
Yeah.
what are you doing here? You just believe Lisa without a shadow of a doubt, and you let it be that easy for her to get off the hook. And then this is when Meredith goes, okay, I got my answer. That was wonderful. And then it turns into 30 minutes, 30 full minutes of Angie and Lisa fighting the entire time.
Seriously.
With brief interruptions to go to Terrence and have your reading. People take people away from each other, but mostly that fight continues the entire time, and it to the point where no new things are being talked about. It's almost hard to really say what is going on. They're both sort of just arguing about who's gone lower, and you brought my son's hair gel into it, and you brought the credit cards into it, and it's kind of like everyone is tired of this and is annoyed by this, and you can almost imagine, the audience getting a little annoyed by this too. You can't just have constant fighting nonstop like this.
Yeah, it got a little dull. I was intrigued though, because at one point, it's all the same shit they fought about before, about the Lisa says Angie charged a Euro trip on someone else's credit card and had to pay them back. And Angie goes, here's my black card, here's my other card. And she goes, here's my Amex Prada bracelet that I can charge using the bracelet. And I'm like, get me one of those.
Oh my God, that looks so awesome. But I want a Wells Fargo one that connects to my Cashwise credit card, because that would be so cool for me. But no, this is going to be Angie. If she doesn't get a Prada bracelet black card deal, I mean, this is the first we've ever heard of it, and it just got on our radar. The searches for Prada bracelet black card are going to go through the roof tomorrow on Google.
Yeah, I'm ready for the dystopian future where we have a chip that we could just use our wrist to buy, like Starbucks, or like I'm just like, charge me, charge my humanoid coins.
Totally. People have been clamoring for that, but also Amazon allows you to just wink twice at the Amazon checkup. No, it's better than what you said. You want a metal chip in your
I
arm.
know. I guess what I said is worse, but in reality, when I go to Whole Foods and it's like, wave your palm, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
But don't you like that they sort of did a huge sidestep of your metal emblem that is embedded in your wrist?
I guess I should be happy I said that's what I wanted, but it is kind of scary, actually.
Yeah, oh, I know. Yeah, of course. But I want, just like you, I said, can I get this Prada bracelet? I thought this would be cool. Can I say one thing about Angie? I have to say, I'm going to say 2 criticisms. Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Angie needs to stop throwing stuff.
Yeah.
She throws everything. Yeah. It's never warranted. It's way too much. I can think of 100 things she's thrown. She throws water. She throws wine. It's very annoying, and it leads itself to my second complaint, which is that Angie needs to stop acting her ass off. I love Angie. She is so funny and fun and cool, and I love the Greek shit. Everything Angie's doing, she's a superstar. The middle snowflake holder, everything she's doing, but she acts her ass off. 20% of this is a total act, and I can see through it. And she needs to dial that back. That, you know what I mean? I all of them, I think, act to a certain degree, but Angie was really letting a performance out here, especially as we got to the end of the episode. It just needs to end. You don't have to act like that. Just be fun.
Their feud isn't that interesting. At one point, Lisa just starts calling Angie Shorty, like as in she's not tall. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we're doing now.
But when you fight that long, you start to say stuff that's
saying. It was
stupid.
Like they were grasping by the end.
They were running out of steam. She's like, Shorty. She's like, 12 treads.
She's like, you little bitch.
Yeah. She's like, your facelift. I'm going to pull your ears back. Stuff like that. Oh yeah, this is right when she says it. She goes, shut your fucking mouth. She goes, I'm going to come over there and go behind you and pull your ears further back than they've been pulled by your fucking facelift. And everybody.
Lisa says every chance she can get that she has threads. I wonder if she gets them for free or something. She's really obsessed with talking about her threads.
I'm apologies if I've already asked you, what the hell are threads?
It's kind of gross. They put them in like through your skin, and I think they basically like hold your face in place. Like it's like it's a non-surgical lift.
That's pretty cool. I mean, that's the one that I
Yeah.
would do instead of a facelift. Does it sort of pins back sort of eye wrinkles and
Yeah, it's like your whole, you can do it, I guess, wherever you need it, but I think sometimes you can kind of see them.
oh
Like,
really?
yeah, I don't know. They scare me.
Okay, all right. All right. Is there a non-surgical facelift besides threads?
Um, well,
People say you can wear a really tight hat. Sorry to interrupt your thought, but
yeah, you
you
can
can
do
wear
the face tapes.
face
You
tapes.
can,
Or
yeah, do your Ramona ponytail, get a intensive laser.
did you say Ramona ponytail?
Yeah,
Holy
remember?
shit! I didn't know that she used. I forgot that she used a ponytail to replicate a facelift. Did she?
Remember that time she had a party and she wore a ponytail and everyone was like, "Holy shit, like you look crazy."
Really? No, I don't remember that. Oh my god. Okay. All right. Well, there are some options for people if you don't want to have a surgical facelift. Threads, tight hat, ponytail. Did you see sorry to say this, but you said Ramona ponytail. Did you
Yeah.
see that Ramona is going to be starring in a brand new movie on Tubi called A Friendly Affair, and she's got a small part and it's direct to Tubi?
Tubi is amazing.
Did you? But did you? It looks awesome. I've never seen anything like this. She's got a huge, or not a small. She said a small role in a Tubi fin for Tubi film called Friendly Distractions.
It looks like the poster key art has a housewives photo of her.
I
Like
think
I feel like I've
so.
seen that photo before.
Yeah, Claire Tyers, Ramona Singer. She's second billed on this thing. So launch, so if anybody wants to have a Tubi morning, this morning when this comes out, you can watch Ramona in a film.
I
But no
mean,
one will want to, I don't think.
it's honestly a brilliant idea. If you're an indie filmmaker who you know your movie's just going to go to Tubi, just cast a housewife and it'll get a total bump of people like us.
Yeah, I know. I'm already gonna skip through to watch Ramona scene, for sure. All right. Well, I'm sorry to say that Ramona news. I just had to say it. Angie is really pissed about this credit card accusation.
Yeah.
That's why she throws the shit over and over again. She goes, "Look at my name on this. It says registered 2003. I've never." Gone on a trip to Greece and had someone pay, and I had to write him a check. But in Angie's or in no one's defense, in non-defensive Lisa, that rumor that they have to talk about is so stupid. Like,
Right.
and even Lisa acknowledges it was stupid. She goes, I just had to say something to her. So we
Yeah.
didn't need to waste time talking about this for 15 minutes. And Angie is
No.
almost like going overboard trying to claim that she loves credit cards and
Yeah.
has a
I
bunch of
was
them.
like, I do not care about this. And at one point, Angie calls her the C word.
She did?
Yes.
Really? She said C?
She said the C, the full C.
Oh.
And then this is where we get what about the Soup Man, bitch?
Oh my God. And everyone goes, Soup Man. I think everyone in their confessionals speculates about what this could possibly mean. Brittany says Soup Man. And that's when Meredith says, are they talking about the Soup Nazi? Which I don't think they are.
Right.
That just, that wouldn't, it wouldn't make sense if this has to do with Angie knowing the Soup Nazi from Seinfeld.
Unless it's the actor.
The actor who played the Soup Nazi.
He's on Cameo, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Does he primarily sort of reprise his character from Seinfeld? And he's allowed to do it?
Yeah. Who
Oh,
would
that's awesome.
stop him? NBC?
I don't know. Larry David might get pissed. He's like, hey, I was going to say something about the Soup Nazi. Oh, he's one of the main defendants or the prosecution witnesses in the finale. He's the one who he says what you said. He goes, Elaine stole my recipes for that soup, and so they need to go to prison.
Yeah. Everyone who they've ever wronged comes through.
Right. But Soup Nazi was definitely one of them, right?
Maybe.
Have we said enough about these therapy psychic sessions that keep going
yeah.
on? Bronwyn's
was dark.
Yeah, he goes, "Why am I seeing your brain?" And and sorry, that's not funny. She goes, my brain, and he goes, "Why am I seeing a brain?" And she goes,
he's like, "It's giving brain."
He said it's giving brain, and she goes, "My mom's brain." And then she goes, and then he goes, "There's a lot of horrible." What did he say? There's a lot of horrible health stuff surrounding Which he
Mussey's
would
brain has a lot going on.
right, and he wouldn't have known this. That's what we're
Yeah.
giving now Terrence credit for. He didn't see Bronwyn didn't slip of her tongue 1 second about this stuff, unless Whitney primed him with a bunch of information, which I
Yeah.
don't believe that Whitney would have done that.
That's like, there is a guy who, I think I saw him on Kardashians. He was a medical medium. So he could be like
Whoa.
touching his head and be like, it's giving liver, you
Oh my
know?
God. Holy shit. Oh my God.
That you need to have him on speed dial.
I don't want to go to someone like that. I was just thinking of it. I couldn't have access to that person, a medical medium? Oh
Yeah.
my God. No, I'd be calling them every day. He'd be like, it's giving liver. Shut up. Stop
It's
calling me.
giving lymph.
Oh my God. I'd be so worried about his diagnosis. Okay. And then they questioned Soup Man, for a little bit, but no one knows what it means. So
Yeah.
then,
Lisa
there's something to
goes,
talk about.
who is Soup Man is a question for Terrence. And I was like, okay, somebody ask, but they don't.
Right. Question for
I
Terrence.
think it's over. I swear.
Really? All right. Okay. If it ends now, well, I don't know. Maybe we can. I mean, someone will ask Lisa, obviously, before BravoCon, but maybe we can be like, I don't. Well, no, that question will get answered before
Maybe we
BravoCon.
could get a Campbell's sponsorship based around finding the Soup Man.
Are you saying you and me?
Yeah.
If we find out who Lisa was referring to, and then we say, "Do you want to know who the Soup Man is?" And then we say it was Campbell's the entire time. And
no,
then
it would be like Campbell presents Turtle Time, who is the Soup Man.
Oh my God.
And it would be a little series.
Oh, that would be awesome. I would love to work with Campbell's.
Me too. Who owns them?
Campbell's Soup Company.
Like whoever owns like BP or something.
BP Soup. I bet it's kind of an old family.
Ooh.
Is it Campbell's Soup?
They also own Prego, Pace, Swanson.
Oh, I love all those brands. This is gonna be a
they own Rayo's now.
Oh, okay, so pretty normal, just the nice companies. Swanson, Rayo,
Pepperidge Farm.
Oh my God, this would be a conflict for Lisa if she tries to capitalize and get the Campbell's Soup endorsement for her journey to find Soup Man, because she has Wendy's food stuff. So this might be a perfect avenue for Turtle Time to pursue if we find this mystery. Campbell's Soups presents Amy and Riley's search for Soup Man.
Can we send that to whoever does our ads? We need ads, please.
Yeah, we would love it. Plus, I really like. I'm not just saying this because Campbell's Soup might be listening to this. I love their soup.
Do you?
Oh, yes. No, yes.
I feel like you only eat Trader Joe's.
I do. I know, but when I have to, if I ever can't find a Trader Joe's, I have to go to a shitty Vons or Ralph's, and I'm like, oh God, this place is a fucking hellhole. But I need soup. I'm sick. Campbell's is the first one I grab. They're the originators of chicken noodle soup.
Good.
Okay, so this endorsement, Amy and I want it, but this is prime for someone to take it, for them to do a Soup Man sort of ad campaign. So
Bronwyn had a medical medium moment. Brittany, it's about her daughters, and that's where they do the montage saying he could have seen her talking about her daughters at any time. Heather's is kind of not that exciting. It's about love not working out for her. It's not too in depth. It must have not been very good. I also wanted to shout out that during the commercial break, Wendy, her segment was on the wife swap ad.
Really?
And unless they would have been able to take that out by now if they wanted us to think she wouldn't be on it.
I don't believe that reporting from Queens of Bravo. And I'm going to say it right now. I don't think that's true. I think they're keeping that Wendy episode.
Yeah, that would be foolish.
It's like, we're cutting an episode of a 4-episode series or whatever the hell it's going to be because someone committed fraud.
Right.
You know what I mean? We already talked about that. Lisa does say that Angie's protruding evil, and she reads evil at some point. Did you hear that? Which kind of goes along with that Satan accusation that she was saying earlier.
It's true. She's really trying to get everyone on board that Angie is evil. They kind of shove Lisa into her reading. They're like, you got to go in there. And she immediately cries in hers because he goes, who's the, do you say water sign?
Yeah, he goes, "Who's the water sign in your life? Pisces, Capricorn, Scorpio."
Yeah,
It's right. I think they do say that. He goes, "Which one's the water sign? Scorpio, Pisces, right?"
right. Yeah, and she goes, Scorpio, my husband, how did you know? And he's like,
John's a classic Scorpio,
totally.
don't you think?
I see it clear as day. He goes, I feel like you're on different paths. And she like starts sobbing and reaching
Yeah.
for her sunglasses. She really doesn't like to be seen emotional on camera.
No, no, and even in her confessional, she's keeping that unemotionality. She's saying, "I don't want you to see me cry now. I want to put sunglasses on." Terrence hit the nail on the head on this John one. She goes, "We are on different planets," but then I got to say, contrary to what Lisa says, the scenes they try to show of John and Lisa fighting, I was like, "This is nothing." John goes, "I'm a Scorpio, so I want my son in an apartment. I'm a classic Scorpio," and Lisa's like, "You're on a different planet." And that's the only clips they show of John and Lisa having a bad time. So they don't have
Right.
evidence like they would have for any other couple in the Bravo universe.
Right. But it made me feel like there's way more going on if she was that quick to tears that I'm like, you have to share, you have to share. And she even said that they're not on the same team. So I was led to believe that maybe there is turmoil at home that she is not talking about. Um, and then Angie's is about business.
This
She
was
kind of
awesome.
got a huge win. Everyone else, it was like, what the hell is this going on in your life? Brain tumors, divorce. And then for Angie, he goes, are you expanding your business? It looks like a sleigh. It's giving loads of cash.
Yeah. Yeah, he flipped over the money card and it was blossoming with cash. And she goes, "Yes. And how the hell did you know this? I'm designing a sunglass line
Oh, yeah.
because Angie is known for big sunglasses." And he goes, "That's going to be one of the biggest things you've ever done when those things come out to market." So a huge endorsement from Terrence. This is when I was starting to believe Terrence. I mean, how that she was only designers in Italy where these glasses are being sort of crafted would
Yeah.
know this. So that was a huge win for Terrence.
Yes. He also alludes to something about a horse injury because Electra rides horses, and there was something about a horse getting injured, which we will circle back to briefly in the
That was
future.
it. That was it. That was when I was like, "Oh my God, Terrence is on another level." That's when I do want to pay a lot of money for a reading. That was a surreal prediction. I couldn't believe that. Okay, then they come back. Lisa can't be vulnerable. Lisa comes back. She can't be vulnerable. She goes, "There's some stuff with John, but I don't want to talk about it." Whitney resents the fact that Lisa's never vulnerable. That's one of her main gripes against Lisa. And Lisa said she was vulnerable at that Lisa clarity lunch, but she's not being vulnerable by talking about anything, now
Right.
at this point.
Yeah. Um, while Meredith is getting her reading, and hers is something about there's someone she doesn't trust in the group or something like that. And Angie had left a bin of shit that she brought at the beginning of the episode, and she's like, "Excuse me, gotta get my bin. Sorry, excuse me." And she brings it out, and it's basically everything that Lisa has ever gifted her. There's Vita tequila, of course, unopened. There's some coffee table books, and there's this toy horse that apparently she had given to Electra at some point. And in the chaos of her throwing all this shit around, the horse falls and its leg snaps off. And they're like, he was right.
It was awesome. Mary's the one who says it in her confessional. She goes, Terrence didn't mean, she doesn't even believe in Terrence because she says that he's a soothsayer. But
Right.
she goes, the horse injury wasn't in Electra competing in Greece or whatever. That was the horse injury. And I don't think people picked up on it in the moment. It was like, that was a deep Mary assessment of Terrence's ability. It was fucking awesome. I mean, it really was a horse injury. That's one
Yeah.
of those like, that was a sign to me. Like he was maybe possibly thinking about that.
Yeah.
And that means that Electra is safe from whatever horse injury might happen to her in the future, which wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, that's some Aunt Gladys shit. Like she would
Oh,
take it and be like, and take the leg off.
Aunt Gladys. Oh my God. She was horrible to those kids. She's keeping them in the basement, sucking their energy the entire time.
Yeah.
And what about what she did to those parents?
Yeah, they were stabbing themselves in the face with the fork. I did think it was smart of the kid when he realized he had to get an item from every single kid that he just took their little nameplates off of their lockers. I was like, that is smart thinking.
That was really cute of that kid. Yeah, he figured it out pretty quickly. He was like name tags. Um, that was that was awesome. But you really kind of hit the nail on the head. And Gladys, because she was always breaking those branches to get people
I know.
to
She
do
could
stuff.
she could control them all.
Do you think Angie, when she was giving these big gifts, of course this is her version of a scroll. We know this to be true. It's a prop in a way. But she's also kind of trying to have a Kim Richards moment in the Housewives Hall of Fame. She's trying to give the bunny back, you know?
Sure.
This is her trying to really hurt Lisa. And this is before even Lisa reinvigorated their fight by them fighting again today. She had this waiting in the wings to do this insult to Lisa
Right.
and their relationship by bringing this toy horse. And it's so sad to bring up kid's gift. That's the one that hurts the most. Like,
Right.
Electra can't have my beautiful horse because you
Right.
don't like me. You know what I mean?
Brutal. During Whitney's reading, it's just that it's about her rebirth, that she needs to have better communication in the home. She's been shut down the past couple of years, and there's a snake in the group, and she needs to trust her instincts.
That was awesome. He goes,
Hers is very pointed.
Yeah, he goes, I'm seeing a wild rose. And she goes, wild rose beauty shut down. But then they tried to make it like Lisa was crawling, on the, like outside the window. And they were like, you can't trust a friend. And I wanted to scream and be like, they're not friends.
Right.
Whitney and Lisa hate each other, like completely. So that you can't allude to that. Like Lisa doesn't give a shit about Whitney and Whitney hates Lisa. So that's not the snake in the grass. Oh, I wanted to say one more thing about this Vita tequila thing. They think it's such a like, a cool dig to be like, and we don't even open this Vita tequila. It's like, okay, you don't drink tequila. You've got a big, seemingly nice bottle of tequila. You don't ever drink it. Like, you know what I mean? Like I have shitty bottles of tequila, but you still drink them. You have a party. Like it's not that crazy. It's not like this is swill. You know what I mean? Like why can't you just drink a bottle? Like,
doesn't Angie always drink tequila though?
Right. Oh, so are you saying? Are you saying like she must know that this stuff sucks because she won't even drink it in her home? I just think it's more like, like, why didn't you drink it? It can't be that bad.
Yeah. I have so much alcohol that I've had for literally over 10 years, some of it. And it's just it's sort of my decorative bar cart. And I'm like, I don't drink bourbon. Like, what the fuck am I going to do with this?
Yeah, me too. I've got a bottle of bourbon kind of sitting
I have
there
like
on my shelf.
5 bottles of bourbon. I have rum. I have tequila. I have vodka. I have Aperol. I have Saint Germain. I have everything, but I only drink Pinot Grigio.
Yeah, I don't want to. You don't have to do this, but you should have a big liquor party.
I've thought about it.
Just call it 1920s. What was the thing that happened? Prohibition, speakeasy.
Oh my God.
Speakeasy party
in
where
Housewives fashion.
Yeah, where we have to drink my old liquor.
Yeah.
I have all the same shit. I don't drink anything except maybe tequila and a margarita, but I have like Angel's Flight bourbon and shit,
Totally. Okay, so this is like, oh, by the way, I think we skipped over it, but when Bronwyn came out of her reading, she was visibly upset, and there's a brief moment when like Meredith is like, she's not okay, everyone stop it, and they give her almost 1 minute of her getting to say what happened and her sort of saying it gives her perspective, but it immediately devolves into absolute chaos again. It doesn't teach anyone anything.
No, she couldn't. At one point, Angie and Lisa's thing gets so, fraught that Lisa accuses Angie of being sad about her getting that Kerastase, that coveted Kerastase ad. And then Angie goes, what's the secret of that, Lisa? That you don't actually, have that sponsorship? And Lisa goes, I'll call the head of Kerastase right now. You want me to call him? And it's kind of like a dare. Like, you want me to call the head of Kerastase?
I
don't think they ever do. Yeah, me too. That'd been awesome. Hello, it's Kerastase.
It's me, the CEO of Kerastase. And Bronwyn is saying, you guys have both fucked up. You need to apologize. Everyone's sick of it. Angie's crying, I'm sick of this. And Angie goes, everyone always goes back to Lisa, even after all the horrible stuff she does. Everyone goes back. And Mary's like, are you talking about me? And she goes, yeah, you went back to Lisa after everything. And she goes, I'm done with you.
Yeah, Mary is so pissed. I mean, when Mary gets pissed, it's so real.
Yeah,
People know, like, okay, if Heather gets pissed at me, I'll be friends with her in one day. Give me
right.
48 hours, I'll be friends with Heather again. But when
Yeah,
Mary's pissed at you, you did something
it's a
wrong.
pain in the
And
ass.
yeah, Mary's gonna be mad, I think, for a week. And she
Yeah.
says, I hate Angie screaming and yelling. She broke that horse foot. She's like, calm down. She's like, I don't like people with this feisty anger that Angie has. I think that's kind of a little bit of a fourth wall nod to us being like, I think Angie's throwing a big fake fit and I want
Hmm.
it to end. Because at this point, Angie, to me, this crying, this getting up, she throws something. Oh, yeah, she throws the horse. She's just throwing a bunch of shit, like doing a big, overly dramatic freak out that I feel like everyone is letting happen, you know.
Sure. Yeah. Angie is like, and about the soup, I didn't do anything with the soup. And I think that's the last we hear of it for now. And Brittany goes, oh my God, Jared keeps calling me. And she's like, I'm going to call him back. Is that okay? And Bronwyn yells into the phone. She goes, she's giving you up for Lent. Bye. See you next year. And they're all like, oh my God.
Yeah, he goes shit. He goes, oh shit, and then they hang up on him, and it's kind of like, oh my God, this is the end of Bronwyn and Jared. But a little bit of fun, you know, a funny Bronwyn moment, maybe some might think,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then next time there's a bunch of the like aftermath of relationship repair and um who says Heather sets up this Captain Jason super yacht below deck moment. So it's we haven't talked about Greece yet, so that's separate.
Grease. That right. I think
I
yes,
always thought it
yes.
was going to be part of that.
Oh my God. I don't know. Because yeah, no, I think must be two, or unless they're using Captain Jason and his wonderful yacht to get to Greece. But I don't know. I don't think so. I think they would have said, you know, hey, this is Greece. This is completely different.
Yeah. So where are they going to go? Where is the yacht going to be?
I hope Roy Orbison III isn't on this boat.
Orby.
Is that his name?
Wait, we talked about this a really long time ago. I think Orby and
There
Roy
was
Orbison Jr. are two separate brothers because Orby Kat Von D dated on LA Inc. He had a gold tooth.
Really? Oh, I only okay. I don't know Orby, and I don't know Orby Jr. I know Roy Orbison, the
Yeah.
singer, and then I know his third lineage called Roy Orbison III, and nobody has blown it harder than Roy Orbison III the second time he appeared on Below Deck.
Right.
He started screaming, he got drunk, and he threatened to, I think, jump off the side of the boat. It was one of the weirdest things I've ever seen in my life.
He was going nuts. I typed in Roy Orbison's sons. There's Roy Orbison Jr., who I think is the Below Deck one. And then there's Alex Orbison, I think, AKA Orby. And then he also has Wesley Orbison.
That's so cool that they keep letting, you know, Orb and Roy and Rorb. That's so awesome. I was going to say, do you know what Roy Orbison would do if he saw Roy Orbison III on Below Deck? He'd be crying over him.
Overboard.
Okay.
Well, God bless the Orbisons.
Well, God bless all of them except that third one. I don't like that boy. He was
not
horrible.
Everyone.
Yeah, he was horrible to Kate Chastain, if I remember. I don't know if he was awful to the staff.
Yeah. But that's what makes the show great.
I don't. Oh yeah. All right.
If people were well behaved, that show would be nothing.
I like him to be well behaved or bad behaved within reason, where there's still like a likable scamp. Roy Orbison was horrible. Okay.
All right. Well, yeah. Let us know. Soup to come.
Soup to come.
Or no soup for you.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it.
Soup's on.
Soup's on or no soup for you. Okay, we got two huge hashtags at the end of this thing. Light versus darkness, Angie's sunglasses, whatever the hell we said there. And soup's on or no soup for you if you think Soup Man is going to continue. You say no soup for you, right, Amy?
Yeah,
you say
that's my gut.
Damn, I say soup's on. I say we're going to get 3 more episodes dedicated to who Soup Man is. Okay. All right, let's wind down. Let's say goodnight. We fulfilled the Turtle Time mission completely and absolutely in every way. Now I think it's up to us to say that if you enjoyed this, maybe you're watching Salt Lake City and listening to Turtle Time recaps for the first time in your life, and you say, "Oh my God, there was something so magical about those two talking about Salt Lake City. I need more."
Yeah.
Well, there's a perfect place for that. It's called the Turtle Time Patreon, and this is a wonderful place where every single person who pays us money is considered a Villa Rosa VIP, and they become some of the most sacred Turtle Time listeners in history. And if you pay for any of our tiers, you get access to our Vanderpump Rules recap series, of which there are over 125 episodes. We started from season 1, episode 1, and we're all the way almost to season 8. So you could go nuts
It's
in there
insane.
listening to this shit. It is insane, actually. And then anything else? What else would we like to say at the end of this episode?
Rate and review. We've gotten a few since last week. It's awesome. Keep doing that. And keep an eye on our socials. New merch coming imminently. I keep saying that every week so that I'll actually do it, but I swear to God, I'm going to do it.
This is huge. And oh my God, it's gonna blow people's minds when they see some of this beautiful merch coming in. And I also want to reiterate that we are doing the Number of the Beast 666. Close your ears if you get too scared, but this is a kind of a haunted challenge Amy and I are doing. If we get 666 reviews, we're gonna read that review out loud on Turtle Time, and we hope that it comes on 10/31, All Hallows Eve. And I hope it's a
Running out
really
of time.
I know. Come on, write 133 reviews, please.
Yeah, we want to summon Beelzebub on 10/31.
That'd be so scary. But if anybody could do it, it's Turtle Time listeners. So anyway, that's it. Support us. We love you so much.
We love you.
We love you. Goodbye. Have a wonderful. We'll see you back on Friday. Bye.
Bye.